Cross.
Oh my god. Now, obviously, for some people, they probably finished this weeks ago.
Yeah, this is kind of a balance of having a full-time job makes it difficult to binge 8 hours of TV in short notice when
Yep.
there are other shows we're watching as well.
Yep.
And also, it's a little bit of my trying to, where possible, wean
Counter
Horry off
binging.
binging stuff.
I mean,
Tell me this show would have been as exciting if you literally got to watch all 8 episodes in one sitting.
it still would have been as exciting.
Imagine the build-up and the excitement on Twitter if between episodes 6, 7, and 8, the entire internet had to wait a week.
If you had to wait a week, it would have been excruciating. But I
In
think
the best way.
accidentally, we split this in a very nice place
We did.
that I was able to just go, oh shit, next episode. But our chat when I was you'd already watched this the other day, and
I'd finished it on Monday accidentally.
Yes.
My plan was to watch 6 and 7 and June Prophecy, and then watch 8 with dinner on last night. But I was like, fuck it, we're not watching June Prophecy right now. We need to finish this.
Yeah, I'd seen your message of being like, what a show. And then ROTY, which for the day.
Oh, yeah, sorry, you're not an American football fan, so that probably went over your head at first, didn't it?
Well, my guess is it was reveal of the year.
Rookie of the year.
A rookie of the year.
As in, I kind of meant like for a show that's had its first season
That
kind of
makes
come out of
sense.
nowhere, this show has blown me out of the water.
That makes sense. I was thinking, knowing the sort of show it was, I was like, oh, I knew it was of the year. So
Reveal of the year really fucking works though.
Which I was like, okay, maybe like there's a, because obviously we would been theorizing who is this person stalking Alex Cross.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, maybe this is like a shocking reveal, and then obviously the 3 episodes, fucking hell. Like I said, our chat, I started watching it, finished episode 6, put the Pika shot.
The increasing severity of the Pikachu shot gifs was so funny.
That was so intense. Like, I did the first one thinking, oh, I need a shocked gif. So I did the classic Pika shot. And then after episode 7, when it was just like, huh? I was like, I need to find somehow one that feels more shocked. And then obviously the finale, like, just this show, I was expecting a reveal. I was expecting a bit of a twist. We kind of knew he was on the trail of the fandom killer, and they kind of had that figured out. It was now just a case of catching him in the act, proving it. But we didn't know what was going on with his stalker. So I was like, there's going to be a reveal towards the end of this.
Yeah.
We get a reveal in one shocking moment in episode 6. And it's like, oh, you were shocked then? Hold this. We've got another shocking reveal. And then again, another shocking reveal. Like, it was just like they kept stacking them, which just, I couldn't handle it.
It was insane. And do you know what the really funny thing is? You know that mine and Jenna's working theory, I've been watching the show, is that the FBI lady was involved in stalking Alex for some reason. And she got even more suspicious over these episodes. So me and Jenna were like, fuck that bitch. She's going to turn on them. I don't trust her at all. Blah, 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 blah. And then we get all the way through and she's done nothing wrong. So we're like, oh, I feel really bad now. She was just a bit quirky. And then we get the reveal of her going to see Bobby.
Okay,
and and being suspicious of him. I was like, I knew that bitch was up to no good. I might not have known what, but I knew she was up to no good.
So my thing was, I obviously was like, I could see where you were coming from, and I was somewhat.
She was just acting weird. It was throwing me off.
But then when she hooked up with John Sugar, I was like, oh, she's clearly not like love obsessed with Alex Cross or anything, because she wouldn't have done that. I was like, oh, she's just their FBI friend. I was like, that kind of cut me off. I was like, okay, she's not the suspicious one. It's somebody else. My fear. So here's my thing with the Bobby thing, that the post credits.
Yeah.
It's a bit, obviously it's a bit suspicious because she's going to talk to him, and she's
Yes. Why
clearly
haven't you
got some.
just? You know where he is. Why haven't you just arrested him?
But in my head, I'm also like, that's kind of classic FBI to want to like use a criminal for information.
Absolutely.
Because she's
Especially
talking to
someone
him
who
like,
has like a police force background.
she's like, we'll offer you immunity. You'll get immunity. I want information because that's money. Like, she's obviously wanting the trade of information for giving
Political
immunity,
gain.
which to me is not necessarily suspicious. It's just like, that's classic kind of FBI shit, going over the top of cops because they want their own. But yeah, I can see what you mean. She's definitely to be watched still.
The most shocking reveal for me, and I know the old lady, I forget her name, was a shocking reveal.
Mm.
The pregnant police officer lady,
Oh yes,
executing the witness, was a master stroke of surprise. Because when you think back, she was trying to kill the Tavio case, or sorry, the Mere Goodspeed case. She
yeah,
was like, it's already been ruled. Maybe the head of police wasn't, like, when she wasn't there, wasn't as aggressive as she was making out. And she was like, you guys just need to just close this, please. Though she was like, even though she clearly trusts Alex and John as detectives a lot, she was still like undermining them randomly. And at the
yeah.
time, I kind of thought that was bad writing. But now it was just like
I mean,
breadcrumbs towards the reveal that she was against them the entire time.
I always felt it was a case of we were somewhat suspicious of the police chief just because of the way, but then we also had said like this could just be genuinely she's playing the political game of like,
Yeah.
wants that promotion, is just trying to, and I think that character was that and was wanting the case closed and stuff, which helped the detective lady.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because then she was just like, oh, she's saying to do this, and kind of helped push it in that direction by not fighting it, essentially. But yeah, that
She didn't
reveal.
fight their corner as much as she probably would have had she
Yes.
not been told by
Yeah.
Ramsey to deal with it. I still want to know how Ramsey found out that he liked Pappy Van Winkle.
Probably from
Like,
her, right?
I don't think so. I think that's supposed to be like this because she said he just knew things that I don't know how he knows. I think that's just supposed to lend into this whole idea of
He just,
his roots of like evil had spread so far, and he had his finger in so many pots that you'll never be able to unravel it all.
yeah, possibly, yeah. I mean, there, there were so many twists.
It was so fast paced without losing its pacing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it felt, it was fast paced and impactful without it feeling like everyone was running everywhere. Like
Yeah,
it
and
didn't.
I didn't feel like they were glossing over anything important.
No, they.
Masterpiece.
I think what actually ended up helping to sell that was because Alex got dismissed. So essentially, you had two things happening at once that were story like separated by the story. So it meant you could have so many things kind of happening.
Yeah.
Um,
And it helped build that intensity.
the
The end of episode 7,
yeah,
where Nana Mama gets attacked,
yes,
and you just hear like when it cuts to the credits and you just hear the thudding. Chilling. Me and Jenna are sat there going, if they've killed Nana Mama, we're gonna have to have fucking words. And then obviously they have like the next time on Cross and he's touching the gravestone. And as he's done that, I'm like, she's fine. That's a red
So
herring.
I always skipped the next time on Cross because I'm like, I don't want fucking spoilers. I'm about to watch the episode right now.
You know, so it played, and he's touching, you know, the bit at the very end of episode 8 where he touches Maria's headstone.
Yeah.
So it's that bit, but you just see the M. You don't see anything else.
Smart.
So I'm like, nah, that's a red herring. You're not getting me.
So that end, like when episode 7 ended, and obviously it's black, but you still get the audio. I'm like, was that her getting beat, or has she managed to wrestle her off and whoever's attacking her and she's beating them with the baseball bat? I was like, please tell me she's gone badass mode and just bludgeoned someone. And then obviously it's like straight to the next episode and she's in hospital or being rushed into hospital or whatever. But yeah, it was like that was a shocking moment. The obviously the police lady executing the witness.
Insanity. I couldn't believe it. But I was sat there going, hold on, there's still 2 more episodes here. I know
Yeah,
we've got.
this is the thing. Like
I
episode
know we've
6
got to
did
wrap
that,
up the thing. Yeah.
and I'm like, I wasn't expecting a shocking reveal that soon. And then it's just like, and then you had obviously Ed Ramsey started doing the final kill, and I'm like, oh shit, they're too late. Like they're not even close to being on him, and he's pushing these buttons. I'm like, well, fuck, they've missed their chance at saving her. Then she wakes up, and it's like, oh,
Couldn't believe it.
just like what happened to her, it was done wrong. Can you
I
imagine? Like,
do. I do wonder if there were like two true crime nuts watching this show, going, "She didn't die the first time, though." And I wonder if they sat there watching it,
well,
going, "She's not going to die this time because when they executed Eileen in real life, she survived the first attempt." I do
I
wonder.
mean, I know there has been cases where like they've got lethal injections wrong
Oh,
or the
it
wrong
goes wrong.
dose.
It
But
goes wrong
it's
scarily often.
yes, but not like in the amount that they do, not a very high. Like it's only a few. Like it's not often enough. But like that's what I mean. Like the idea that they sold that into it, I was like, oh shit, she's still alive. Like there's still a chance. The reveal of Ed Ramsey not being dead. I was like,
Insane.
so they go to his mansion chasing him. He's in that same weird ass room. I'm like, classic is weird. And then it's like this idea that he holding a needle, and he's like, it's all been a performance. It's like, oh shit, he's gonna kill himself. So he kind of
He wants
goes
to
out
martyr himself.
yeah. I'm like, why? I was like, Alex, shoot his fucking hand. Like you can see he's got a needle and clearly about to do something with it. Shoot the like he doesn't need his hand. Shoot his finger off or something. Like just make him drop.
Shoot something.
Yeah, just make him drop it. But then he just injects himself, and I'm like, well, there goes that. And I'm like, but hang on, we've still got an episode left. Is the last episode just gonna be?
Because by the time you get to that happening with Ed, it's so intense that you do kind of forget about the stalker situation.
Yeah.
And especially with like the stalker situation being a lot more character focused than like emergency, you're more than willing to sit there and go, okay, that'll just continue into the second season. That's fine.
Well, yeah, we're kind of the Stoker story is meant to be a B story, so like you're not thinking about it the same.
Exactly. Chaos. I loved it. So the most terrifying scene in the show though is when he goes in as the nurse. And
Yes.
she's awake but can't communicate, and she recognizes his voice, and you just like the actress is phenomenal.
Instantly.
You can see the terror in her eyes, and she's just like kind of looking around like, "There's no way for me to tell my mum what's happening right now.
Yeah.
I'm dead. There's nothing I can do about it."
Yeah.
And it's just pure terror.
So just before that one is in the morgue. Oh, I'm forgetting the word now.
The morgue.
Morgue. When he suddenly wakes up, I was like, no fucking way he's faked his death. I was like, of course. But I was like, he had to have planned that as if this goes wrong, they're gonna take her to a hospital. I can fake my death. I can still get the killing.
It's one of them ones that is so incredibly, oh my god, that's so unrealistic. And then you're like, actually, no, the stuff they've shown us from this character, he does seem like the kind of weirdo who would have this many fail safes.
Yes. When he sits up I'm like, oh, I wish the guy had turned around and just freaked the fuck out and been like, holy shit, this is.
And this is why you shouldn't wear AirPods when working in a morgue, ladies and gentlemen.
In case you get snuck up on by a dead man.
You never want to be patient zero for a zombie outbreak because you were too busy listening to Drake.
True. But yeah, that when he goes to the room and like she sees the blood on his gloves and then starts to piece it together, and she's like, I can't do anything, and her mum's just there talking. And it's like, oh, you're you're dead now, unfortunately. And then boom, Alex is there right at the right time because he
Alex is my
just
hero.
kept piecing together the right thing. Like
I don't know
sometimes a
why.
little
I
too late.
really enjoyed the way Alex, like we were shown to Alex working something out with like the audio clip playing as he's
Yes,
piecing it together. And it takes just long enough that like, I was impressed he's put that together, but it takes just long enough for you, the viewer, to
also
work it out
catch
just
on.
before him so that you feel smart as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of them things you always hear about. It's really difficult, like detective shows and stuff. People who watch them inherently want to feel smart and feel like they know what's going to happen, but
Mm.
they also want to be surprised. So when a character is about to work something out, you need to let them work it out a second earlier, so that the
Yep.
rest of the show can still be a surprise, but they still get that moment of going, "Oh, I got it! I got it!"
The Do you know what was funny? I was like, so we get obviously all the Ed Ramsey thing and they arrest him. Then it's on to B story.
hmm
And Alex has gone and talked to the parole person. Like he's gone and found the creepy ass room.
Yeah,
Um, it's
creepy ass room is one way to put it.
stalker like shrine, whatever
It
you want.
was
Like,
yeah, it was intense.
yeah. Um, and then obviously he talks to the parole person and they're like, oh well, he had a street mum. Immediately from that point, I'm like, who the fuck is the street mum? I'm like, is this someone we've already met? I'm like, who in the police station could be a street mum? And I'm
I
like,
was thinking about like Ed Ramsey's party, all them rich fuckers. I was like,
yeah,
could any of them have like had a charity that works with kids and they were involved in that way?
yeah, that's like, like my mind's trying to run through. Did I see the reveal coming to like, it was to the point where the viewer's obviously like, okay, you should be piecing this together now. I got it then. I was like, wait, no fucking way, it's her. And then obviously they start to reveal it.
I want to give a special shout out to my boy Damon. He was goated in that situation of high intensity to not panic. He was like, right, I'm going to hold on to this picture. I'm going to give it to the responsible adult that I trust.
Yeah.
And I'm going to trust that they will find a way of making this okay. If Alex hadn't accidentally shown his hand, they would have got away.
I mean, Alex was too predictable with his bringing his mate along.
Yeah, no. But I mean, if Alex hadn't already called up and made it
Oh,
clear that he knows, the drugging her and escaping would have worked because she wouldn't have been waiting for it.
see, maybe, but like, I want to know why the drugs didn't work.
I assume it was
I
just too low a dosage.
I wonder if she had a either she's too used to it so it didn't work, or her mentioning that there was sleep meds in the thing, they were fake, and she knew
Maybe,
if she finds out, that's going to be the first thing she'll try and like kind of setting her up to fail
maybe.
as a fail safe. But yeah, they revealed that it was Mama D or whatever, I forget her name now.
Yeah, it was intense. And again, I love the way they did the reveal of the little girl on the phone going, "Your family isn't who
Yeah,
is your blood; it's who
he
you choose." And it
links
comes
the
back.
yeah.
One thing I will say on a more light-hearted note about that last episode, because it was pretty dark and intense at times.
Mm.
That kind of rom-com-esque scene where he turns up to John's front door in the pouring rain, kind of professing his love for him.
Yeah, he's like doing a typical man finally apologizes.
Well, it felt like it was out of a rom com, like when
Yeah.
Harry Met Sally, when I'm just a boy standing for all that kind of shit. It was all that, and when I realised the title of the episode is "You Had Me at Motherfucker," and he knocks on the door and he goes, "Listen here, motherfucker," I'm like, oh my god, it's literally a rom com scene in the middle of the finale. I love it.
I love though. It's like he's doing all that, and then he goes in the kind of a typical guy, like guys trying to be a bit more open about their feelings to their bro or whatever, and he's like, and to be honest, I'm not even here to apologize. I'm actually here because I need you. And then he's just like, you had me at motherfucker. It's like that is the friend level of like brotherly friendship where you're like, he didn't need him to say everything else because he knew what was gonna come. So it's like, but yeah, that rom-com esque. When he got shot though in the woods,
I was certain he was done.
so did
I
I.
was certain he was done.
I was like, oh shit, it's a thermal. I was like, he's still trying to run, and you're firing a shotgun into nothing in the woods. I get what you're doing, but he ain't close enough for a shotgun to hit him. I was like, you're. I was like, the way he was running across, and he got shot. I was like, I couldn't tell if he like turned.
Well,
That
you
it
could
was
see
like
the
just an
blood
arm.
pouring out on the snow, and I
So
was
that-
like, that's a lot of blood.
Yeah, the slow zoom out above, and like you can see the blood just soaking into the snow. Thinking about it, that would always look worse because blood, like it would spread really quick in snow and look worse than it could actually be. I was like,
Oh, I was certain we'd lost John.
yeah, so was I.
I
And
was
I was like,
heartbroken.
oh shit. Two, we've got all the intense like moment in the cabin, and then
I love that reaction from Alex, by the way, that when he finds out his boy's been killed, all of a sudden he goes from, okay, I'm going to play the game, I'm going to trust John to arrive. He kind of, once again, we see that moment of Alex like losing his cool, and he's like, no, fuck you killed my boy, I'm going to find a way to mess you up.
Yeah, as soon like he's changed, she's like, why are you checking your watch? And then obviously the sun breaks in and comes in, he's like, yeah, he had backup, puts the shotgun on the thing, and you just see Alex go, there's no plan now. This is, I have to fight my way out of this, or this is it. The threatening to burn the kids was, I
You
was
know
like,
what?
oh shit.
Obviously, your stalker dude is a bad dude. He committed murders before, he was going to commit a murder again. Fair fucks to him, though, for just going, no, the kids have done nothing fucking wrong. We're not hurting the kids. We want him. It's his fault that my sister's dead. It's not the kids' fault. We're not hurting the kids. I respect the fuck out of that.
No, yeah, like he had. Here's the thing: he'd done things wrong in the past. Then he's been sold. Like this is the thing. It's like he was sold by the person he trusted that it was Alex Cross got his sister killed to make her kill herself. And it's like that's what he's been told by this mother figure. And it's like, oh, this is the plan. We're getting Alex, and he's like, finally, I'm achieving what you've kind of mentally pushed me to do. Why do you now what that was never the plan? They didn't do. We've always been trying to get Alex. You've always said it was Alex's fault. Why are you punishing the kids? And then when it's like like Alex realizes, oh, you made her sacrifice. You made the choice for them. That's why you're so guilty. He's just been pressured into this. And like he then obviously realized
such a good reveal.
To the point of like, wait, no, this is wrong to kill. You made her sacrifice herself for me. That wasn't your decision. And he realizes she was wrong for what she did. Yeah, that, and then all that like intense moment has come to kind of like this realization, and then it's X go give it to you, and fucking John comes smashing through the window, and I was like, fuck yeah. It was so good.
I unironically uttered the words, fuck yeah, John ain't dead yet, bitch. I'm like, yeah, I loved it so much. I was genuinely worried because their bromance throughout this entire show it's been actually a really nice kind of, they're aware that the way they've grown up has forced some toxic masculinity inside them, but they are actively trying to be better than that. They're trying to be open with each other. They're trying their best to be better. And me and Jenna sat the whole time like, please God, don't let John be involved in this stalker bullshit. That's what we were concerned about. We're like, that would break my trust in every friendship I've ever had if John is the bad guy here. And then when they're going up to the hill and we know he's not, I'm like, oh no, John's gonna die. I was like, oh no, they're gonna kill John. They get John's dead. And then when he got shot, I was like, oh no, John's dead.
Well,
Alex can't get out of this scot free. He's gonna lose someone, and now it's gonna be John. And
like John got shot, and I'm like, the fuck. I was like, the bastards of the rise. We've gone through this whole clear bromance, like both looking out for each other. He's like the non-blood uncle. He's there for him. He's helped him about and he's looked out for Alex. They have their fallout, and you're like, Alex was like wrong for what he said. Like they went through all that, and like then they're doing the classic thing of, oh, he doesn't want my apology, and the other's like, well, if he wants me, he'll ring me.
infuriating, by the way. I was sat there like, well, why don't you two motherfuckers just talk to the other one and sort this shit out?
Classic not communicating. So then they make up, and like obviously the whole thing at the rom-com thing in the rain. Then they shoot him in the woods. I was like, these fuckers, they've made up, and then they're gonna take him away from us because that's gonna sting the viewer more. I was certain he was dead.
I was convinced. I'm like, that's a lot of blood. He's out in the snow. It's gonna be that. I believe Alex is gonna get out of this alive. I was already certain Nana Mama was gonna survive. They're not gonna kill a kid. Very few shows are brave enough to kill a kid. Elle, although she's a cool character, doesn't have the same emotional weight. That is how you leave Alex with a scar at the end of the show, and still have Alex win. Was killing John by having him there to help Alex. So I was certain. I'm like, oh fuck, that's how they're gonna burn Alex so that he still doesn't get his day of peace.
Yeah, I was like unsure how he was gonna get out of it, but I was like, maybe the other person to die here is either the mum or the son of like on the other side. I was like, then maybe is another death hit. Was not expecting Mama D to
set herself on fire.
Yeah, to just self-burn herself because she can't live with what's like this turn of events.
Craziness.
I was like, what?
That lady was certified cuckoo.
Yeah, I mean,
respectfully,
the amount of shit she went through to get close enough to his family. Do you know what? Like when it was revealed as her, and then obviously my brain went back to when Alex found the stalker shrine, and there was a photo in the piano room, and I was like, holy shit, that's how that photo was there, because she fucking took it. And like I was like, oh, this is now all making so much.
She was. Do you not remember? She was also the one when they were talking about the Friday night karaoke. Well, Alex said he wasn't going to be there. She's like, no, you have to be there. And Nana Mom was like, he doesn't have to be there if he doesn't want to be. But she was like, no, you have to, because she's the one who changed the machine to add that 911
yes
call. And that's why she wanted him to be there.
Bruh.
When you look back on it, it all makes so much sense. It was so well written. I was excited for this show when they announced it. I was confident it was going to be good. My God, it was so much better than I could have anticipated.
Oh yeah, like we both were pretty confident it'd be a solid show. But yeah, this even after the first two episodes, I was like, oh, this is going to be a good show. I wasn't prepared for how good it was going to get.
Yeah.
And now, like, this has, I mean, we've said it already, but like, this has a potential to be a long running hit for Prime, like Reacher.
6 seasons in a movie.
I mean, I'm fully on board. Like, obviously, I'd be shocked for us to not get a second season.
I would be amazed. By the sounds of it, its numbers are doing very well. Critically, it's done very well. We know Prime are not one of them streaming services, Netflix, who randomly cut shit that doesn't perform.
No, they give it a few seasons to at least try.
I'm pretty confident we'll get a second season. The last thing I want to say about it was the beautiful full circle moment of Damon changing his song for his recital.
Yes.
To being the song that Alex couldn't listen to. and he managed to like get through it to like show that Alex had kind of got over that ridge and he could start to heal now was
Mm.
gorgeous. Literal chills, had me tearing up. Beautifully written moment. Very well done.
Yeah, the happy ending was great. To then the post credit scene, I was like, oh shit. Just drop
I
that there.
knew that one was up to no good from like the
Oh,
second episode.
what the one other thing, the thing with
Never
Ed
wrong,
Ramsey,
just early.
the thing
Go
with
on,
Ed
sorry.
Ramsey when he wants Alex to come to the interview room,
Oh yeah, he
and
just
then
fucks with
he
them.
absolutely fucks him over with being like, "No, I know your deal. You want to be one of these serial killers, so we're not going to charge you as a serial killer, and we're going to burn your only proof because the person in charge was corrupt. Technically, that book was already lost."
And you weren't the one who stole it, so we can't say it was you.
Yeah,
We have no evidence linking
like
you to that book.
him playing him and like was such big brain move.
Watching him have a kiddie fit was so
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
And it was like a full circle moment of like the very first scene of the show, or one of the first scenes of the show, where he goes into the interrogation room with a massive racist dude, and he just embarrasses him to the
Yeah.
point where he essentially confesses. I'm like, it's such a to show that Alex is back to being in control. Very very cool.
I'm gonna make a prediction for season 2
Okay.
is maybe there's something dodgy with the FBI lady, or that's just Alex isn't gonna agree with there's gonna be a clash of opinions of like she's given this Bobby guy immunity for information, but won't share information. Alex wants to punish him properly or something. There's obviously gonna be a new big crime that will be the
Yeah.
main story.
This FBI lady will be the B plot next season, I expect, and then the A plot will be another serial killer.
There's either the FBI lady or something else. I wonder if we get another obsessed person with Alex,
I mean,
but from like a different angle. Maybe it's
we
someone
already
that's
know
like,
he's had one high profile case before this show, and this is another massive one. That's the kind of shit that will get people being a bit too obsessed with you.
yeah, like I could see him getting a stalker, but not in the murderous stalker way, more of a I'm obsessed with you stalker way.
Yes.
Like, there's potential for some more
According to my
shenanigans
dad,
there.
who's read the books, this isn't based on any of the books, though. This is a new story,
Oh, interesting.
which is interesting.
Oh, so maybe
I'm
they're gonna just
So maybe they're just going to take the character and do new stories. Maybe they don't have rights to the actual books, but rather the character. I don't know. Or maybe they just want to see if they could do something new as like maybe like a prequel and then go straight into the books. I don't know.
Or
But
maybe
it'll be interesting to see.
they maybe mix things slightly.
But yeah,
Bring some of like the main cases from this books, but like with other stuff going on.
yeah, I
Very
completely agree.
interesting.
But yeah, a lot of fun. Hopefully, we get more in the future.
Yes.